Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 52 units of real estate and I help coach people to buy their first multifamily deal. So today I want to talk about marriage. And I've been married for about 4 months now. Time flies. But I've been dating Christine been with Christine for about 5 years now. Actually July 4th of this year is when Christine and I became official. July 4th of 2020. I remember asking her out at a park during the July 4th fireworks. And I remember literally during this whole time, like how much she kind of like polished me. And I think maybe this is like the girlfriend effect, the fiance effect, the wife effect. Like I was just so like, maybe this is a guy thing. Like I felt like I was very unruly. Like I was just very good at like, I went to my job, I went to the gym, and then like on my free time, I just do whatever. So she got me to be like very disciplined and adopt a lot of like healthy habits. Welcome to an Asian girlfriend, Asian wife experience. But she's very like strict, very disciplined. And, I consider myself to be pretty disciplined too when it comes to like finances, when it comes to like self-growth, when it comes to building wealth, when it comes to self-improvement. But when it comes to like my other aspects of my life, I'm maybe not as disciplined as compared to her. So like one thing she got me to like adopt is like sleeping early. Like for me, I used to always sleep at like midnight, 1 a.m., wake up at like 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. That's considered early. And then like, go to the gym. But she got me to like, and I could never sleep early. And I never knew why until I was just like, she got me to eat earlier. So like I literally eat lunch around like 11 to 12 and then dinner from like 5:30 to 6:30. And I used to eat dinner at like 8 or 9. But what I learned was that, well, it takes about 3 hours for your food to digest. So like if I eat at 9 o'clock, no wonder I'm sleeping at 12 because it takes 3 hours to digest and it requires a lot of energy from your body to digest the food. So when I started eating like earlier, let's just call it 6, of course I can sleep by 9 or 10, which is now my bedtime, right? So she got me to adopt that healthy habit and then to basically, sleep consistently and have like a better sleep schedule routine. So, because of that, I've really been focusing on like sleep hygiene, like, making sure the room's the right temperature, is not too hot, not too cold. I wear eye mask, I have blackout curtains. We play white noise so that we can drown out any noise outside. We make sure that we sleep at the same time every day. We don't do anything overstimulating before bedtime. And I try to keep the lights as dim as possible so that it doesn't ruin my melatonin. And, take a nice like warm shower before you sleep. And then, basically just keep a routine and then like, put phones away so we're not like stimulated with phones. So that's kind of like a sleep routine that I've adopted. And then like when I wake up in the morning, I have like this like morning routine where, I'll journal a little bit. I'm not as diligent, if I'm being honest. I'll stretch out a little bit, hydrate, take my vitamin D supplements, try to learn something and try to avoid touching my phone so that I'm not distracted, right? So that's kind of that spun off of that. Habits I've give Christine was that I think she's more consistent with going to the gym. Like I think she, even before when we first started dating, she went to the gym like 24-hour fitness, like, maybe once or twice a week, but, and she's very good at like yoga and like Pilates. But then I got her to like start lifting more. So she does like more machines, she does stretches. Christine got me to like, this has hit me recently. Like I have tech neck. So, tech neck's like when you're like hunched over, when you're looking down at your phone. And then like it created a pinched nerve right here. And then that pinched nerve literally makes my left arm feel tingly, numbness, and like sharp pain all of a sudden, right? Because the nerve's like pinched. So like I've been like focusing on like improving my posture and how I sit in my car now when I sit at work. And I make sure like I'll like stretch, like, I'll stretch like my shoulders, like do that, stretch back and like lean back and like step up and stretch periodically. But like my nerve's still been pinched for like the past like 3 months. So I'm like, and she was like, well, all your bad posture over the past 35 years is now catching up to you. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to be like, sit up, stand up straight, stop slouching, stop punching over, right? So by not listening, it now caught to me today, right? So she's helping me adopt that. For me, I didn't really know I was like grinding my teeth, right? Until I started like, she'd sleep over and she's like, you grind your teeth, Steven. So like, we found a mouth guard so that when I grind, usually I'm like really stressed or tired, I'll grind. So, she basically helped me with like a mouth guard and then like I take magnesium supplements because it helps like relax the jaw a little bit. It helps you relax overall to sleep. So like I adopted that. Obviously when I used to like live by myself and cook for myself, I just eat meat and rice. Like literally I just like cook a steak or like air fry some like chicken thighs I marinated and eat that with like literally rice and then no vegetables because like I hated grocery shopping and then the vegetables don't last long. So I'll literally eat like pickled stuff, like kimchi, like stuff that like lasts a long time. So that'd be like my diet. But then since like been living with Christine before as boyfriend girlfriend, like more fruits and vegetables, more like fresh food. Like we cook more. Like she taught me how to like cook, and I help her cook, and all that. So she like helped improve that aspect of my life too. Another thing too is like it's so funny. Like we used to get into a lot of conflicts because like I don't help her do anything. I was like, I don't know what you need me to do. So like we literally have a Google Doc now where like we'll look at it to jot down like I have my to-do list, she has her to-do list, and we have a shared joint to-do list. So we keep track on how to do things. So that's how we stay very disciplined. Like, oh, we need to buy this, we need to do this, we need to do this, right? So we just keep track of these things so that it's not taking mental space here, but you put it down on paper, right? So that's another like kind of habit that we've adopted together. And like it's so funny, like we just got like our blood work done, and like my LDL cholesterol was 109, which is a little bit high, and her LDL cholesterol was 120, which is high. She didn't know it was high, even though I was like, dude, we're both pharmacists, we should know this, right? So now we just incorporated like we do about 30-minute gym sessions, like more strength training, and then at the end we'll ride a bicycle for about 10 minutes and then slowly build that up to like 15-20 minutes over time. But now we're like trying to be more consistent in doing that and exercising more to lower our cholesterol, because unfortunately Asians, we're predisposed to having more cholesterol. There's just so much good Asian food, and that's why we probably have high cholesterol. But just like adopting these habits, and then we're like doing it together, and it makes it easier, right? Like it's just like we know we need a gym like every other day roughly, or more frequently depending on how we feel. Like if we're tired, we might take 2 days off. If we're feeling good, like today I'm feeling good, so we'll probably go to the gym together again today. And then like it's funny, like when we go to the local, the community gym, like you see the same people over, so it's kind of like a routine. Doing that. Another thing that like Christine's taken off my plate is I used to plan a lot of my vacations myself, but then now like I just like plan the big picture. So like, okay, I coordinate the flights. What's the best flight path? What's the best path of travel that makes the most sense? And then she would basically so basically I can plan all that, and then she plans the day-to-day activities, which hotel is the best location based on price and hotel, like what tours do we sign up for. So she's very good at that stuff, and I'm very good at the big picture stuff, right? So like that's how I said we make a good team, and she tells me I do nothing, but I'm like, hey, like I do the big picture, you do the little picture, and actually it works out well for both of us. Like for example, like I wanted to go to Banff National Park. Flights are too expensive. Like, hey, let's go to Glacier National Park in Montana. So I looked at the flights, were cheaper, hotel was the same, car rental I figured out, bought it, and then she planned the low day stuff for like our 4-day trip that I'm gonna go with my dad. So it'll be kind of a cool trip to spend time with my dad. Do some hikes, be in nature, reset, and that's how you kind of recharge, right? So, and another thing too, like Christine gets me to like really slow down and like rest, right? Her parents are really good about that, and then she's really good at that. So like we have this massage chair on the sofa, so like after work or when I'm tired, when I'm relaxed, I'll sit there, I'll go in the massage chair, or like she tells me, hey, go take a nap, like relax, don't overwork yourself. Because for me, I'm always constantly thinking of investments, ideas, hustles, what I want to do with financial freedom, how do I want to allocate my real estate portfolio. So I'm always constantly thinking. So it's nice to just sit down, pause, relax. And like Christine and I, we religiously go on like walks after dinner to help digestion, and also to kind of clear your mind. If we don't gym. So if we gym every other day, the days that we don't gym, we're usually like walking around the neighborhood, talking, being in nature, getting fresh air, digesting our food. I'm very diligent with like taking my supplements, my vitamins. So we take a daily multivitamin. Christine's not the greatest at this, but I take a daily multivitamin, vitamin D in the morning. I take magnesium at night. And then I take fish oil, because fish oil helps with like lowering cholesterol. And then also like I don't eat enough fish, if I'm being honest. I mean, most people don't eat enough fish, so like I make sure to take that. It helps with inflammation, heart health. So like we take that pretty like routinely. What we've been kind of doing recently as well is like after dinner, if we eat something like greasy, we'll like take apple cider vinegar and then like we'll put like a shot of it in there, and then we'll dilute it, like add water to it to dilute it, and then we'll just drink that to help with digestion, help with the gut health. And it's really been making, I feel less bloated, might be TMI, but more regular going to the restroom, taking the number 2. So like just like little things like that. I'm like, wow, like I never thought about it before, right? Like I'll just eat whatever, do whatever. And then in my 20s, I can get away with it. Now I'm in my 30s. All my bad habits catch up to me. Like have bad posture. I have a pinched nerve. If I don't work out correctly, I can injure myself. So now when I work out, I don't like do heavy weights. I used to like power lift. Now I just like do machines, some dumbbells here and there. But it's just being consistent, right? So it's like consistency over intensity. So I've kind of taken that mindset for everything I've done now, even investments. Be consistent, not intense. I went intense during COVID and bought a bunch of apartments. I'm glad I did that because it helped me hit my position today. But now I'm more focused on consistency over intensity. So that's kind of the shift that I've been making, right? Another thing that Christine helped me do is like, she's such a good planner. Like she's so like such a planner that like, she's already like trying to figure out which daycare, you want to go to. Like she's like already researching, how much is your daycare at your work cost? So she knows the $1,600. She literally called and it's like $1,600 and like there's a wait list to get in, right? Because she's such a planner that she wants to know exactly. And it's just nice because I have a video talk about this, but the fear of the unknown. But once you kind of know what happens, it's like not as bad, right? But it's the fear of the unknown. It is the greatest fear. So, for me, that's really the mindset that we have to have is what's the fear of the unknown? And once you have an answer to that, it's not as fearful. So that's why I tell Christine, like, let's work on this. And one thing that I helped Christine do, so that's 2 sides of the coin, is like I said, I got her to be more consistent going to the gym, right? And showed her how to work out. I got her to invest like in index funds. I taught her to invest in index funds, and she got like her first property before, when we were boyfriend girlfriend, before buying this house. So this is her second house. And she's always been very frugal and very good at like finding ways to save money and like finding ways to like plan activities and do what we want, enjoy our life, but doing it in a very cost-effective way that still brings value to us. I got her to spend a little more money. I'm like, dude, let's just enjoy life, right? Like it's like we can afford it. Like you don't have to like penny pinch and feel guilty. Like we can go to these concerts, we can do all this stuff that we want to do, right? Because we've earned that right, earned that privilege because we worked hard, and you're very conscious in how you spend your money. So I got her to do that. I got Christine to take vitamins more consistently, get a more routine workout schedule. And I got her to like reframe her mindset a lot on things. Like she used to like dread working a certain shift or with a certain employee. And I'm like, because you're always looking at your schedule, so you're reliving that bad experience 3 or 4 or 5 times versus just don't even think about it. Don't even look at who you're working with. Just show up. If it's someone you don't like, whatever, you just deal with it for that day and move on. Instead of thinking about it 4, 5, 6 times, just move on from it, right? So it's been a great pairing and a great thing. That's why like not much has changed since we got married, because like we've been living together after a year and a half of dating each other. The first 6 months was a hard transition because like, obviously I have a certain way of living. She has a certain way of living. It's stressful for her to move out of her parents' home. And, we're living in a small studio. So there's like clashing. Like she wants me to wash dishes immediately. I used to never do that. Now I got trained to like basically wash dishes immediately, but now I have a dishwasher. So I just like load up in the dishwasher, run the dishwasher. And initially Christine didn't like the dishwasher, but she built trust with it. Asians, right? We don't use dishwashers, but she built trust the dishwasher. And now like, she's like, wow, I can't believe I used to wash dishes. And then like, I have a Roomba over here that vacuums. At first she wanted me to vacuum. I'm like, hey, just see how Roomba does for like 2 weeks. And if you don't like it, I'll vacuum. Right. But in my mind, I was like, well, if you don't like how Roomba cleans every other day, I'll have it clean every day. Do better than me. Right. Going every single day. So your floor would be clean every single day when Roomba vacuums. So it's just really about like communication and like a lot of like negotiation and compromise, which I think has been successful for us. But yeah, just wanted to share how like she kind of like fine-tuned me. Like I kind of look at like even like my haircut. I used to have like longer hair. I used to not dress a certain way. Like she helped me, like says like, Steven, are you really going to work that like that? Right. And then I'm just like, yeah, you're right. Like this looks like I'm wearing pajamas and I'm in management. I can't look this way. So she's like, don't wear that to work ever again. Just wear that at home for loungewear. And then, she basically found like great deals and clearances and be like, hey, we're gonna go here. You're gonna shop for your work wardrobe, and then like, you know, it's not gonna break the bank. Like she found like a deal on like I think J.C. Penney's where they have this like sale where like if you see a pink tag, it's like $3 or $5, and like sometimes if you really look, you can find some like really good things. Like you can find like jackets, you can find like really nice work clothes for like $5. So like if you, since I'm size small, like that's usually available. So one time I went there and I found like 10 items for $5 each, and I'm like, that's $50 to basically fund my whole work wardrobe. I'm like, wow, and I look way better than I did before with more expensive clothes, right? So that's kind of like the feminine touch, right? Which is what I was lacking. And then she got me to like apply, like, you know, as I've aged, right? I was like, oh my God, I don't, like when I was like in my 20s and I was like in management, they used to say, oh, you look young for your age. And I don't get that anymore because now I'm in my 30s and I'm obviously a little bit older, I'm a little more seasoned. And she was like, well, because you don't lotion. And I was like, lotion? Like, what's that? I never use lotion. Right? So she got me to like wear like lotion and sunscreen in the morning, and at night before I sleep, she got me to lotion. So now I'm at the point where like I feel like my face feels dry if I don't have lotion on, and then it helps like with wrinkles and like keeping your face moisturized. Like she got me to drink more water, right? Like I used to not drink water, but now I religiously drink like, you know, 8 to 10 cups a day, at work, at home, in the morning. So, you know, basically we kind of adopted the best habits of each other. So, you know, as I said, a marriage should be exponential in terms of growth. And I think with Christine, she's really exponentially improved my life. And I think I've exponentially improved her life. So we're very synergistic in helping each other exponentially grow. So anyways, wanted to kind of share about how, you know, Christine kind of impacted my life for the better, I would say, and how we kind of grew and developed from each other. So you kind of see that perspective. If you want to, let me know what questions you have, what comments you have. If you want to buy your first multifamily deal, click on my link tree down below. From there, you can see a link to my courses, my coaching, my email if you want a discount code. Also have a free newsletter as well. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you next one. Thank you so much.